Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. Yes, I'm in front of the beautiful tree. I'm going to be in front of this beautiful tree all the way through the first of the year. And so my theme for tonight is a theme that I stole from my daughter's last sermon Sunday when she talked about now what. And I had that question for you, now what? And she took it to now what, meaning now that all this is over, and we've had the Advent is over, and we've celebrated Jesus Christ. Now what? We know that He is still here and that He remains in our lives. But my now what for you is now what? You see, because let's go back to the anticipation of the 25th of December. There was a lot of anticipation, a lot of money spent, a lot of plans. People plan. There was a euphoria in the air. There was a mixture of anxiety, a little fear, whether or not people gonna make it, people traveling, whether or not you can find the right spices for the right thing you needed for that sweet potato pie. Trust me, I know about that. And whether or not whether or not they're gonna make the flight, whether or not that you're gonna have what you need, whether or not you get the right napkins you want for your tablecloth. There was just a litany of what was going to happen. There was that whole thing about anticipation. We anticipated so much. We look forward to so much. I'm going to the airport to pick up my mom, pick up my brother, pick up my cousin, pick up my friends that I haven't seen in a long time. All of that was going on. Your little heart was just fluttering every second. Like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. We were just running. That was the whole euphoria feeling of anticipation for December 25th. And now, tomorrow will be December 30th. We're on December 29. December 29. The 26th came. And there was sometimes a letdown. So now we're on 29. Now what? So what's the anticipation? What is it that, what is it we kiss the loved ones as soon as they came? You know, I wrote me something down. We unwrapped the gifts. We returned some gifts the next day and got us something else. And then now I call some of my friends, and their different families and friends are on their way back to their hometowns, to their homes. I had a friend to fly out today to Spain, have another friend that's on her way to a Mediterranean cruise. You know, I got people that's traveling and moving about. I think it's just wonderful. And when it's all over, I want to ask all of you, now what? Now what? The people gone, the houses, you got to take down a tree at some point. Some people leave theirs up, but you take down a tree, put the balls away. The anticipation of doing all that is over. The euphoria of getting it ready. The pictures are just exciting. You got something to share and write about and tell about. You could talk on the phone. It was so good to see you. All of that good stuff. My question still remains, now what? Now what? Well, Georgianne, what do you have for now what? I say now what is life. Life is now what? Life. What did I tell you about? My mama always said, day follows night, night follows day. Just like it's December the 29th, 2025. God willing, I'll see December 30th, 2025. And before you know it, we'll make it through the new year. We'll be in 2026. Everybody won't make it into 2026. As my daughter said in her sermon, one of her friends from high school, Northside High School, died on Northside High School, Atlanta, Georgia, died on December 25th. Can you imagine? You cannot imagine. On December 25th, when people were anticipating, and God came and got somebody and said, come on. This is a good day. This is a good day to come on home. Come on with me. And so I said all that life is the now what? Because life still had to go on. Somebody's still celebrating on the 25th with that life being gone. Mm-hmm. Then I said the next thing I want to talk about is now what? Fulfilling God's journey. Fulfilling what God has set up for you to do. Because this was a pause. This was the holiday pause for everyone. I haven't been on my computer. I find that amazing to me, that I have not been on my computer, period. I just took a break, a mental break from it. I'm constantly on my computer. I'm constantly creating. I'm constantly finishing a project. And I have a bunch of them in my head. But I decided to just give my brain, my bandwidth, a break. And so, but I know that the now what is fulfilling the journey that God has set out for me. I gotta do that. I know what some things I need to do. You know some things you need to do. You took this pause. You took this Christmas pause, this holiday pause, this Kwanzaa pause. You took a pause, you see. You took a pause. And so the pause is time to be up now. You need to revisit the goals that you have for yourself. You know, we talked in January. And you know what I'm going to say in January? We're on the first quarter, baby. We're on the first quarter, January, February, March. How many are going to be with me? First quarter, nose to the grind. First quarter, nose to the grind. Second quarter, work on implementation. Third quarter, implement, period. Fourth quarter, game. First quarter, nose to the grind. Second quarter, work on implementation of nose to the grind. Third quarter, actualization of first and second quarter. Fourth quarter, game. You got me? This is how I live. And so I can cruise right now, mainly because I started my first quarter with the Jewish calendar. So I already have things all lined up for your first quarter. Your first quarter started in January. My first quarter started in September. I already got that all done, a whole bunch of stuff already. I have more to do, but I don't have as much to do as you do. Because you're going to start in the first quarter come January. That's fine, as long as you start. I need you to revisit your goals and the loves in your heart. You got some love in here. You got some love in that heart. It's some things you've been wanting to do, and you're young enough to do it. You're young enough to do it as long as you got air and breath. God gave you the air to breathe, and the apparatus and whatever you need to breathe to make it through for the heart to continue to pump. Then you still got time, baby. You still got time. There's no life expectancy or no outdated date. You know how you look on the food for dreams. Dreams. There's no date, no final date on that. The final date is when God come and get you, because the best books, the best songs, and the best information, they all in the graveyard. I tell you that all the time. I was, when I first time I heard that, I was like, what? I had to think about it. But I thought about it, because people didn't do it. They didn't do it. They didn't believe they could do it. They waited for somebody to tell them they could do it. I almost was there myself. I waited for folks. I was like, oh, I need to ask this person. You don't need to ask anybody anything. Just create. And I've created 7 books. I've got 3 more in my head. They're in the computer. They're in my head, excuse me. They're in the computer. But I just haven't looked at my computer. I'm good with that. Because I still use pen and paper. You know, I still believe, I didn't bring it up here. Oh, yeah. See, I still believe in this, the power of the pen. Because when you write with the pen and you do this, it does something. It connects to the brain. And it stays there longer. If you take this and do this and just write it down. So I'm into the writing longhand. I know you all got all this, so that's fine. But for those of you who know what I'm talking about, get that pen, get that paper, and write it down and see if that thing doesn't work out much better. It'll stay with you longer, and you're subject to get it done. Because you got it right there. You have to find that paper. The next thing is dream new dreams. You say, well, you know what? I was thinking about something else. Well, if you were thinking about it, dream about it. So I believe I can do that. Dream about it. You know what, most of my, the book, I don't have a book up here with me. My new, One Woman Show book. There, those of you who came to the One Woman Show, of course, you will remember some of the things I said. But a lot of what's in the book is not from the One Woman Show. You know where they were? They were on notes and papers, pieces of paper I had, and on notes on my phone. They have something called notes. I don't know if that, and Android has notes. I don't know what the other one has. But there's something where you could just take, and I would just talk in there or I would type in there. When in the middle of the night, I would get up and get my phone and start talking into it. And so it's all there everywhere, all kind of notes and things. Go back and find those notes and papers and cards that you like, especially if you've got a greeting card you really like. Go get that greeting card and look at it and use it to inspire you to write the very next thing. See, people like to talk about what people are doing, and don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about what somebody else is doing. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. The next thing is you got to know that failure is not an option. It doesn't matter what goes on, what we've been through, what is looking you in the eye for 2026, what may not be pleasantly coming and you know it's something you got to deal with. Look it straight in the eye and say failure is not an option. You're just not going to fail at it. You're just not. You're going to work on it. You can continue to work on it. You're gonna say, you know what? Maybe that's not the good way. Let me do it another way. Maybe that's not the way I'm supposed to do it. Let me ask God. You see, you have to pray about things. You got to pray. You got to say, Lord, I need you to come and help me with this. I don't sit in this chair without asking him something. I don't sit anywhere that I have a show, anywhere I'm doing anything. I say, hey, I need you to come and help me. I need you to help me with this. And when my daughter was doing the sermon Sunday, I said, that I like that idea. Now what? And then it went out of my head. I was like, wow, I was supposed to say something. And when I started to the chair, and I said, let me get a paper and pencil. My spirit to get paper and pencil. When I got the paper and pencil, and then it came to me, now what? I said, oh, that's right, Evelyn's sermon Sunday was a now what? And I'm asking you, my people, my 1,040 people, that I love you all for subscribing. And I'm very grateful to Coco Dunson and her daughter Chan for helping me get my 1,000 for my birthday. If I had all of you would take that kind of time and love me enough to say, let's get more people to watch Georgianne. She called her whole family. My own family doesn't watch. My own family has not seen me on Netflix. My own family, you know, and I've been on Netflix like everybody in the family is on Netflix, so it's no big deal. I think it's an honor, number one, to be there. I'm very grateful for the honor that came to me and Charles Black to talk about our story. And so I consider that an honor to be there. And for members of my family now to look at it, it's just amazing to me. But I'm hoping that you will look at Netflix. I'm hoping that you will look at PBS and watch Foot Soldiers, a class of 1964. I'm hoping that you will support me like that. I have more strangers supporting me. And people I don't know as well. Hello? People that I don't know as well supporting me. Like I've been knowing Chan and her mom, Coco, a long time. So I won't say that. But I haven't spoken with them as much as I've spoken with other people. And they decided one night, this is your birthday. I said, this is what I want for my birthday. I like to make the 1,000 people. And she did that. And I'm very grateful. And I'm very grateful for the people who said, yes, I'll do that for Georgianne. I would like that. I would like other people to say, I'm going to do that for Georgianne. You know, we make so many strangers rich. We do. We make so many strangers rich. It's just amazing how much we do that. You see, so I would hope that something I'm saying will resonate with somebody. Enough for them to say, you know what? She got some good stuff to say. Because I'm talking about life and reality and how it worked for me and why I do this and how much I enjoy doing this. Because there's always somebody on the other side of the screen. 9 times out of 10, I've heard it every time. They say, you know what, you were talking to me. You were talking to me when you asked the question, now what? That's what I asked on this paper, now what? Christmas is going to be over. 2026 is coming. Now what? What you going to do in 2026? What you got planned to do? What are your dreams for 2026? Because they got some plans for you. They got plans for you. I'm not talking about God got plans for you. Oh yeah. But we got a government that's got plans for 2026. And prices are going up. And what are we going to do collectively? There are farms, I understand. I talked to my daughter about this. There's some areas in Atlanta, and there's some areas wherever you are, where they have farmers, where you can go get fresh produce for less money. I'm not knocking the stores, but you can help these farmers out, these small farmers, small farmers. Help them out by going to get fresh produce from them. You get more, and it's fresh. And my understanding, it doesn't have all that pesticides on it. You know, let's help the farmers out, and let's help ourselves out. Let's think about purchasing from the farmers markets, the different farmers markets across America. You may still go to the big box stores. The big box stores, the prices are going up. What are we going to do about that? How are we going to help ourselves? By buying or getting a yard. If you got a yard, especially like mine, you know, we need to be planting something. But if you don't have a yard, you got a patio. Plant something on your patio. Something fresh that's yours. Let's look at now what. Because now what is coming. And I want us to be prepared. I want us to see before it happens. And you can do that. When you got Christ Jesus, you can do that. When you stop and think about, you old enough, some of you all are old enough, you know, you can feel what's going on in the world. Then let's do that. But let's look at our now what with a smile and say, I got a now what. This is what I'm ready to do. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. What is that 1, 2, and 3? What is it? Write it down. Pen to paper. So it'll stay in your heart, stay in your mind, and get it done. Because what we already decided, failure is not an option. Not a slice of life. Not my group. Not you. You are the success. You are the ones that our ancestors were waiting for. And because of that, I want to say thank you for supporting me this year. 2026, I shall thank you forever. I always will thank you, Coco and her daughter, my daughter and my family, for the success of a slice of life. I love you, and you can't do anything about it.